Hey, what's up? I'm John Davey. I work in IT and I used to be a tech instructor. I'm also a cybersecurity career ambassador for the National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. Recently, I've been helping tutoring people looking for help with passing the Security Plus exam. So I figured I'd share my exam question breakdowns. Let's jump right into it. Number 4, which of the following threat actors is the most likely to be hired by a foreign government to attack critical systems located in other countries? A hacktivist, a whistleblower, an organized crime, or an unskilled attacker? The correct answer is C, organized crime. Here's why. Compared to the other 3 options, an organized crime group will most likely be more sophisticated and profit-driven. In this question, a foreign government is looking to hire people willing to sell out their own country. Whistleblowers and hacktivists are usually trying to do the right thing. They're not operating with a for-hire mentality for any type of hacking assignment. Don't even waste your time on the unskilled attackers option. Number 5, which of the following is used to add extra complexity before using a one-way data transformation algorithm? Key stretching, data masking, steganography, or salting? The key phrase in this question is before using a one-way data transformation algorithm. If you see the term one-way in a question, the answer will have something to do with hashing. Hashing is referred to as a one-way because it's a process that uses a mathematical algorithm to transfer data into a fixed size string of characters known as a hash value. Once something is turned into a hash value, you can't unhash it to get back the original information. It's a one-way process. Let's rule out steganography. That's the technique of hiding secret info inside something like a picture or a song so no one knows the hidden message is there. Data masking is the wrong answer, but it's not that wrong. Data masking hides sensitive info like credit card numbers by replacing it with fake but similar looking data, so only authorized people can see the real details. There are several ways to pull it off. Randomization, encryption, substitution, and even hashing are just a few. Let's see if we can find a more specific answer to the question. This question is trying to trip you up between key stretching and salting, so let's analyze the two. Imagine you have an online banking application where users create passwords to protect their accounts. The problem is a lot of people use passwords that are easy for hackers to guess or uncover. To enhance security, the bank may decide to use key stretching to make it harder for attackers to crack these passwords. Key stretching involves sending the weak key or password through multiple processes to increase its strength. One way to do it is to run the weak key through a series of hashing algorithms to make it more difficult to hack. Salting is the process of adding a unique random string of characters to passwords before the password is hashed. Remember, the key phrase in this question is before using a one-way data transformation algorithm. Once something is hashed, you can't reverse it to get back the original information. It's a one-way process. Salting is the one technique in this answer group that specifically adds complexity to the key before that hashing takes place. The answer is D, salting. Number 6, an employee clicked a link in an email from a payment website that asked the employee to update contact info. The employee entered the login information but received a page not found error message. Which of the following types of social engineering attacks occurred? Brand impersonation, pretexting, typo squatting, and phishing. The key to this question is the attack vector. In this case, the road to the compromised credentials started with an email. 99 times out of 100, if this is the case, you should be looking for phishing as your answer. There's other types of ishing, like vishing, which is voice phishing, or smishing, which is text phishing. But phishing itself is an email-based attack. If you're watching the video, here are the reasons why the other 3 are not the answer. Number 7, an enterprise is trying to limit outbound DNS traffic originating from its internal network. outbound DNS requests will only be allowed from one device with the IP address 10.50.10.25. Which of the following firewall ACLs will accomplish this goal? So out of these four options, when it comes to breaking down firewall questions, the way I approach it is to look for any patterns or clues in the answer printouts. In this question, there's only one specific IP address in all four answers, so I can rule out that they're trying to trip me up with a wrong IP. Also, all four only list outbound rules, so there's no inbound rules to trip me up either. Finally, the only port mentioned is 53, which is the default port for DNS, so I don't have to worry about that either. Now with a clear head, I can just focus on which rule only allows DNS requests from a device on 10.50.10.25. D is the correct choice because it effectively restricts outbound DNS traffic to originate only from the specified device, 10.50.10.25, and blocks all other outbound DNS traffic. If you're wondering what the /32 means, that's another way of saying every number in all four octets of the IP address in binary notation is the number 1, which means the rule is locked down to one IP and not a range of IP addresses. Still confused? Fortunately, you don't need to worry too much about subnetting details for the Security Plus exam. Number 8. A data administrator is configuring authentication for a SaaS application and would like to reduce the number of credentials employees need to maintain. The company prefers to use domain credentials to access new SaaS applications. Which of the following methods would allow this functionality? SSO, LEAP, MFA, or PEEP? I have another acronym to throw at you. KYA. Know your acronyms. You can see a list of the acronyms you should know towards the end of the official CompTIA Security Plus exam objectives. It's a huge list, but my latest tutoree made flashcards remembering as many as she could, and it worked for her. She passed the exam, so salute to Wamba. Okay, so let's break it down. Lightweight EAP and protected EAP are methods for authenticating users on wireless networks. Between the two, LEAP is a simpler method that uses passwords and doesn't require extra security certificates, but it has some security weaknesses. PEEP is a more secure method of wireless authentication that encrypts the authentication process, requiring only a certificate on the server to keep the data safe. MFA is a multi-factor authentication. For example, knowledge of a password is one form of authentication. Possession of a phone that the one-time code will be texted to is another. So that leaves SSO. SSO, or single sign-on, allows users to log in once and gain access to multiple applications and services without needing to re-enter their credentials for each one. Since the administrator wants to reduce the number of credentials employees need to maintain, SSO is the best way to go here. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get more Security Plus exam question breakdowns like this one. Also, did you notice how I started some of those questions by eliminating the wrong answer first? My advice would be to get in the habit of ruling out the wrong answer first. There are times where you won't know why the right answer is the right answer, but you'll know what isn't the answer. And sometimes that's all you have when it comes to these exam questions. For the actual exam, you can expect at least 10 questions where you have to pick an answer because you know the other options aren't the answer. There will also be times where you'll confidently get it down to 2 choices. You may not know which one is the right answer, but at least you have a 50% chance of getting it right versus 25. Finally, taking the time to consistently rule out the wrong answers first will give you a steady approach that'll help you keep your anxiety down while taking the exam. Again, make sure you subscribe for more breakdowns and other resources to help you with your cybersecurity career goals. See you in the next video.